Okay. Now that's so funny. I was actually gonna try to actually do it in landscape, but then it didn't give me the option to do that. I clicked the button and it didn't go. So anyway, hello everyone. Doing my live stream here on YouTube. Uh, Doing the weekly reading, and today I'm just going to do a reading for everyone. So if you are drawn to watch it, then there is a message in this reading for you. I'm a little under the weather, but I still feel really good about doing these readings, and so that's why I'm doing them. Thank you very much for checking in, and thank you for checking it out. I do want to remind you that I have this cool thing that I'm excited about doing. If people sign up for it, it'll be awesome and great, and I will do it. It's a reading society. I'm calling it the Woo Woo Biz and Life. I think Woo Woo Biz and Life Society. Yes, and so basically, I'm going to offer um, more detailed readings, readings for the different signs, readings on not just entrepreneurship, but readings on self development, readings on love. So if you're interested in that, I will put the link for it in the description. And I think I actually have a cool little picture that my VA made for me. I have to check it out and look and see. But I'm looking forward to doing that. So if that's something that people want, right now the universe is telling me just to like, with any idea that I have, just go with it. Just go with it and see what happens. And so that's what I'm doing. All right. Okay, so I wanted to do a reading for everyone. I'm going to do my 3 card reading. And I do have my herbal tarot deck. So I will also do the self-care card for us. All right. So entrepreneurs reading, entrepreneurs reading. Let's see what I see. Okay, so, and I forgot to set up my mic and stuff, so I apologize for that. So, what is the thing to focus on in this next coming week for our entrepreneurs? What can we do to help that situation? What do we want to make sure that we are not doing that's going to hinder the situation? And I want to pull out an advice card as well. Okay, excellent. This makes a lot of sense. I love it when the reading tells a story. I love that. So there is an opportunity to reach out and get help with what you're doing. There's an opportunity to bring in other people to assist in your big dream, in your big idea, whatever project you're working on right now. So that theme is going to be really strong in this next week coming up from the 3rd through the 9th. So it's going to be really incumbent on you to to recognize that opportunity. So this is the Wands card. This is the 4 of Wands. And in other decks, this is like the foundational card. It's a marriage card. It's a stable card. It's a card of like, yay, we're working together. We're planning something. We're building something and it's working, right? So this to me is saying that there's definitely something coming up this week where like all the right people are in the right space to come together to make this happen. So pay attention to that opportunity that's coming up. If you don't already know what it is, I get the feeling of like conferences or something like that for some people. So in terms of what to do, oh, this is personally makes a lot of sense to me. But what to do to make sure that you are helping the situation along. And there are some people who might already be in this energy, so this might be just an encouragement to continue. But there are a lot of people who have this kind of issue. So what this card is speaking to is the feeling, the not enoughness feeling, like the feeling that you don't have what it takes to actually participate with these people, to actually like play on this scale, or to actually get these people to help you, get these people to help you. This kind of reminds me of like if somebody I do a lot of online world stuff. So, like, if you were putting together an online summit and you felt like, oh, I really want to have all these big names in my summit to speak on my stage or to speak in my my virtual stage, but like I'm such a small fry, like why would they even do it? Well, this card is saying like don't allow yourself to feel like that. Like you can step into the room. If you see this guy, you see this child, this gate that he is like looking through the window or looking through the gate like, oh, I wish I could go over there. The gate's not locked. All he has to do is take the lock off. And even this representation of this person as a child feeling like they're not ready or they don't have the permission to actually take this lock off, even though, or take this chain off, even though the lock is undone. And so they're kind of holding themselves back. So it's almost like you're holding you're operating as your inner child or your child self and not operating as your adult self. So your adult self needs to step in and say, hey, no, we can walk through this door. We belong at the table. See, this is a table. Like, we belong at the table just like everybody else. So we have just as much to contribute as everybody else. And so, and we're pretty freaking awesome. And so people are going to be, they're going to want to be on, doing what we're doing. So like, let's stop. Let's stop looking through the window and let's go on over there and invite them to play with us. So that's what this card is saying. It's like, this is what you need to do to push this energy forward. And the cool thing is that 4 to 5, so 5 is a number of conflict. So this is saying like, and this is a number of stability. So this is saying like, hey, go ahead, feel the uncomfortableness. It's okay. Feel that uncomfortableness. That uncomfortableness is like, it's the uh, it's the friction that causes growth. It's the friction that's going to cause some growth, right? So go ahead and feel that and don't worry about it. Just like feel it and do it anyway, right? It's that feeling. Cool. So what you want to make sure that you pay close attention to, this card right here, the suppression card, the 10 of Wands. And it's really cool because you have the 4 of Wands and then you have the 10 of Wands. This is the overworking card. This is the like taking on too much, not sharing your truth, not honoring your truth, not sharing your opinion, not allowing yourself to contribute. So even if you walk into the room, even if you allow yourself to walk into the room, don't then keep yourself from actually participating in what's going on in the room. Like don't censor yourself to the point where you are still the little kid in the room, right? So that's what this card is saying, is that because the people in the room are kind of big personalities and people that have a lot of like they have a lot of confidence about themselves. It's very easy to take on too much and to keep your own voice too small and to say too many yeses to too many things and not to express yourself in a very like assertive, powerful, strength from within way. And so this card is asking you to be aware of that, be aware of where you're starting to censor yourself, and be aware of where you're starting to feel like heavy energy around what's going on here, the conversation, so that you can speak on it, so that you can take the energy in a different direction. So, so this is just telling you don't take on too many burdens. And the advice card here, which is really cool, I love it. It is the inner voice card, which in other decks is the High Priestess, major arcana. So this is telling me that like this is moving you forward. Like this is an opportunity for you to like flex some life skill muscles, right? It's like an opportunity for you to really tap into your intuition, really pay close attention to yourself, really decipher who is speaking in terms of like, is it my inner child that's speaking and trying to rule the show? Is it my adult self that's speaking and trying to rule the show? Is it my parent self? Like who is trying to run the show here, so that you can make your choices from a very clear adult space. And that's speaking with this card too, because it's saying like, hey, when you're able to tap into your inner voice, which is your high priestess energy, which is the energy that's connected to the cosmos. So that's the energy that already knows everything that's happened, everything that's going to happen, how you operate, like all the various different little timelines that could spin off from here. It just has all of that information, and it has the knowledge that no matter what, everything is all good, right? Tapping into that voice, into that knowing, is what's going to help you make the decisions here. So the other thing here I'm getting is give yourself the time to make decisions. And that really ties in here too. Like, don't let yourself be rushed by the excitement and the energy of here, even if it takes you the entire week to make a decision about whatever you guys decide to do. You stepping into the room, it's okay. Allow yourself the time to make the decision. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that you see where that is speaking to you in the upcoming week. I want to do our self-care, our herbal tarot self-care card. I'm really excited about a new class that I'm taking called The Lunar Apothecary. So you probably don't. If you're watching me, you've been a friend of mine for a while, you know that I follow, my life definitely follows moon cycles, and new moons and full moons and waning moons and waxing moons really mean a lot to me. And so, and then I've been an herbalist for many, many, many years. I studied the wise woman tradition, and I'm a happy and proud green witch. And so, I found this course called the Lunar Apothecary, which basically brings like all these different things that I've studied or been like drawn to study, particularly astrobiology. So astrology, connecting astrology to herbology. I'm so excited about it. So I've done that lightly just because I've always been, following the moon. And one of the wise woman traditions um, is to make your remedies according to moon cycles. So I've always kind of loosely done that, but I'm just excited about the rebirth of it. So I'll share a little bit of that on my Instagram page. It'll probably be in some way, shape, or form on all of them except for Move Makeups. So, in any case, so that's the Tarot by Leah, and then my personal page, Leah R. Patterson. So, and then Goddess Lifestyle Coaching too, maybe so. So, okay, anyway, so our self care message, not anyway, I'm not dismissing any of that important stuff that I shared. Here is our self care message for this week. I'm going to do 3 cards. For some reason, it just popped up 3 cards. So maybe we need a beginning of the week, a middle of the week, and an end of the week. Beginning of the week, it's my card, the Star, which is Aquarius's card. So to me, this is saying that beginning of the week is going to be really important for you to. To me, the Star card is a strength card, but it's also a strength in giving, like realizing that you have a unlimited resource to give from when you are tapped into your higher self. So the plant here is skullcap, which is a nervine. So really, so like allowing yourself to be in this place of calm so that you can be that level of selflessness, because you know you're not losing in being in that level of selflessness. So self-care herb here is skullcap. Check it out, look it up. Middle of the week, 3 of Swords, pleurisy root. So, might be some disappointment middle of the week. That's probably why came up about like making sure that you give yourself time to think. So, in this sense, really like pleurisy root is a heart healing herb. So, just giving yourself a lot of self care and a lot of self reassurance also in this time is going to be super important. It's coming up as important by the middle of the week. That's looking like, I'm thinking like Wednesday or so, and let me look up what pleurisy says. Pleurisy root. 3 of Swords. It's like when I started talking a lot, I realized like how I'm not feeling that well. But that's okay though. 3 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Okay. The other thing pleurisy root is specifically, I'm just going to read it. It's an expectorant, demulcent, anti-inflammatory for pleurisy and pneumonia, clears mucus for the lungs and bronchioles. So, yeah, clearing. That makes a lot of sense. So you have all this pain and this heartache, and you just want to clear it, right? Cardiorespiratory disease, the attack upon the stronghold of feeling and energy, division, rupture, complete severance from the past, attachments and relationships, letting go of injury and pain. So this is more purging. It is heart healing, but it's more purging than anything else. Last end of the week, 9 of Pentacles, dark grapes. So this to me is speaking to like, this is, even though it's just the 9 of Pentacles, it's still to me a triumphant card. It's a very it's a victory type of card. It's like a comfort, a sense of knowingness, like it's all good. So dark grapes, like that richness, that's almost that celebratory refinement. So that's always the energy that I get from this card and from the dark grapes. Let me read to you dark grapes, what it says. Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. It's a nutritive, blood tonic, diuretic. The root is nutritive for the blood as it is high in iron. The leaves are used as astringent and as a mild alterative for inflammatory conditions. So its divinatory meanings are material prosperity and wealth, a bit of shallowness because it has a little bit of that like the opulence, but still to me this card is it's especially coming out of especially specific for our reading of being an entrepreneur's reading and coming out of everything that it spoke to through the week. I think this is a great card to get at the end of the week. It's a great thing to celebrate. Get yourself some wine and celebrate. All right, and get that last little bit of stuff to clear because you know it's a diuretic as well, so cleansing and clearing. I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm going to put any of the things I've talked about in the comments. So my rates for readings, I have my full empowerment reading, which is $49. I also have one card readings, I think one question, two, three question readings, and I'll put those in the comments as well, or in the description as well. And then I'll put the information about the Woo Woo Biz Biz and Life reading society. I think that's what I called it, something like that. I haven't opened it officially yet, but I'm going to get everything together to make it available, and then we'll get it going. It'll be available. So if you want to jump on that, it'll just be $11 a month. And you'll have access to all those things. So, in any case, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, a beautiful Saturday, and I will talk to you later. Now, I don't know how to stop this. Okay, right here. Yes.